Please welcome the Creative Director of MJ PhD and Edison Awards Steering Committee member, Mark Jones.
Hello, everyone. It's time to celebrate. On behalf of the Edison Awards Steering Committee, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2023 Edison Awards Gala. We're here to celebrate your inventiveness, your perseverance, your grit. We're here to recognize world-changing innovations you've created. Tonight, we announce the Edison Award winners. Prepare to be amazed. Prepare to be inspired. Tonight, you'll see innovations from around the world, innovations in a wide variety of technology areas, innovations that solve a myriad of real-world problems, innovations that will take your breath away. Tonight is a night to celebrate accomplishment, a night to pause and reflect on creativity, the initiative and effort it takes to create true innovation. It's a night to have fun and to congratulate these amazing winners. And now, while you enjoy your dinner, we're going to take a moment to show you a few videos from this evening's sponsor. Congratulations to all of the innovators that are finalists, and please enjoy the evening. Thank you very much.
Please welcome the Mayor of Fort Myers, Kevin Anderson.
Thank you. Good evening, and welcome to the 2023 Achievement Award honorees, Love Form Industrial and Product Designer, Sir Jonathan Ives, and Intel CEO, Pat Gelsinger. All of the Lewis Latimer Fellows, dignitaries, and distinguished guests, welcome to the Calusa Sound Convention Center and Amphitheater at the shining star of Fort Myers, the Luminary Hotel in the heart of the River District, downtown Fort Myers. The city, absolutely. Thank you. The city of Fort Myers values and recognizes the immeasurable contributions that innovative technologies and design has put forth for the betterment of society. At the forefront of such is the acclaimed father of invention, none other than Thomas Alva Edison, who called Fort Myers his winter home. His vision and creations gave way to infinite advancements during the past century. Fort Myers' identity and priorities are thoroughly aligned with the objectives of the international technology and design community, which renders our city as an exciting hub to foster tomorrow's greatest innovations. The greatest minds in technology and design seek to solve the globe's most pressing needs by engaging in development new ideas, which will continue to create a world of possibility for future generations. I am extremely proud to share this evening with all of you, the industry's most monumental thinkers and creatives, and of course, the extraordinary recipients of the Lifetime Achievement Award. This remarkable event is a testament of the greatness that is still to come in Fort Myers as we build upon our appreciation for innovation and continue to invest in this industry for years to come. How exciting is it to be sitting in this room, in the 8th best small city to start a business, on a gorgeous, beautiful Southwest Florida April evening with the future unfolding right before our eyes. Let us give all the honorees and nominees a round of applause. Now, sit back, enjoy, and plan to be totally wowed and amazed. Thank you.
Please welcome the former mayor of Sanibel, Holly Smith, and the president of Stevens Contractors, Mark Stevens.
Good evening. Mark and I are just thrilled to be here tonight and welcome all of you to the Lee County and the Edison Awards. Last year, I was a first-time Edison Award attendee, and you truly had me at hello. By the end of the evening, I was completely enthralled by the diverse array of innovative technologies which are literally changing the way we think and live. And we want to thank all of the impressive attendees representing 23 countries who are being recognized tonight for the creativity and commitment to innovation with purpose.
Thank you, Holly. The Horizon Council represents the voice of business in Lee County. We are proud that we are the 6th fastest growing county in the United States and the fastest growing state in the country. Lee County has added 18,000 jobs in the past 6 months, with thousands more on the horizon. This includes corporate headquarters, distribution facilities, advanced manufacturing companies.
As the funding arm of these efforts, the Horizon Foundation works with forward-thinking business executives committed to supporting the overall economic and business vitality in our region. We identify new sources to make sure Lee County remains the innovative location to conduct business. It may surprise many of you that many of our leading companies, such as Neogenomics, Arthrex, and Chico's, started in a storefront or a garage, just as Edison did. Many of our investors are here with us tonight, and their contributions have played a key role in supporting this week's events. We are thrilled to know the Edison Awards has found its home here in Lee County and Fort Myers, and we look forward to a very long relationship ahead. Yep.
On behalf of the Horizon Foundation and the Horizon Council, Holly and I encourage you to reach out to us after the event. Introduce yourselves and your companies. If you're interested in learning more about Lee County for your business, please reach out to anyone here, as we are all ambassadors for Lee County development. We know you will quickly see, as we do, Lee County is indeed an amazing place to live, work, and play.
And finally, thank you for believing in yourselves and those around you who believed in you too, because your dreams are becoming realities, and those realities are making our world a better place. Congratulations on your success tonight and into the future. The world is watching. Thank you.
Welcome to the 2023 Edison Awards Gala. At this time, we would like to invite you to turn your attention to the screen.
Welcome to the 2023 Edison Awards Gala here in Fort Myers. Proudly known as the City of Palms and Inventors, Fort Myers is a testament to the legacy of Thomas Edison and his fellow innovators. Over the years, Edison became a beloved member of the Fort Myers community, and his influence is still felt today. But perhaps more importantly, Edison's legacy has inspired a new generation of innovators and entrepreneurs who are using technology to solve some of the world's most pressing problems. We welcome and celebrate all of you.
As mayor of the city of Fort Myers, it is my honor to welcome the finalists of the Edison Awards to our beautiful city here on the Caloosahatchee River.
It's such a huge opportunity to be here, and I'm flattered to be a finalist. I can't wait to see how we do tomorrow.
Our products is a set of robots and also IoT devices to offer an integrated solution for the senior care domain. On one side, to improve the quality of life for the seniors. On the other side is we want to improve the operation efficiency for the senior care facilities.
We actually found a way to extract DC directly from AC mains, eliminating electrolytics, magnetics, rectifiers, bridges, all of the components that it goes into a power supply.
I am in Fort Myers for not just the Edison Awards, but also for the kickoff of the Lewis Latimer Fellowship. What we do is provide claims-free coverage for hard-to-insure risks.
We were very fortunate to be selected, and our category is sustainability. The same way that Thomas Edison realized that there is a need in the market to fill, we did the same thing. So as a disruptive technology company, we find that need, we find that gap, and we try to fill it.
We incorporate what legacy and innovators have done in the past to making our process and our technologies even better for the future. Because the only way to predict the future is to build it.
We make little tiny robots that we call Pillbot that swim around in your stomach. And the goal is to basically make a video game for your gastro so that if you have a tummy ache, well, maybe you don't have to go to the hospital. Maybe they could drive the thing around in your stomach over a Zoom call.
I think we're all just super excited to be here at this point. It's not about who's going to win gold, silver, bronze. It's just about all of us being there together to celebrate.
I think a community like this is beneficial to help reinforce what all of us are doing to help make better things for the world.
Today, we live in the era that Edison electrified humanity. And I think as Edison, as a man who saw innovation in a different way, he would look at those thousands and millions of people who are innovating in this way, and he'd say, those are my people.
Keep pushing, being that cutting edge to think, I think I can do this, but I don't know how. Keep figuring out how, because every year that you're doing that, we're learning these new technologies because you thought of it.
People from the darkness, and likewise, the savior is to save the people from the full accident.
What will become in 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and what do I need to do to prepare or help the world that will become?
Through my aspirations of electrical engineering, it is incredible to be able to stand where I am right now and see everything that it took to get there.
You can feel the electricity in the air, right? Because you can't be at an event like this without bumping shoulders with people who have been following their dreams for the last couple of years, just like you have.
A hearty and massive congratulations to all of the award nominees here today.
Congratulations to everyone who is here from all the different categories and all the different parts of the world here in Fort Myers this week at the Edison Awards.
Thank you all for coming back again to our beautiful, charming, vibrant city. We love you all, we love the Edison Awards, and we love what it means to our world.
Pursue your passions, and you're going to have a great career that truly will have the opportunity to improve the lives of every single person on the planet. Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to kick off this evening's festivities, please welcome our host, Katie Linendahl.
Well, welcome everyone to the 2023 Edison Awards Gala. How are we feeling? Yes. Can we get even louder than that? How are we feeling? I love it. It is my pleasure to be welcoming all of you here this evening in beautiful Fort Myers, Florida. My goodness, do we have an incredible celebration and recognition ahead of us tonight, and I am feeling so blessed to be your MC this evening. Yeah, I got to clap already? This is going to be good. Very briefly, as you just saw in the little sizzle video, my name is Katie Linendahl, and I've had the pleasure to spend my entire career in the field of technology. And the areas that I cover in technology are vast, but specifically finding the innovations in technology that are the true game changers, the ones that are really making a difference in this world, and sharing those with my audiences at the Today Show, Rachel Ray, the Weather Channel, Inside Edition, and so many other outlets. That's where I get the most excited. And I love when my stories go viral and I can put companies that are so small on the map. It gets me so excited. And I'm known for crashing a lot of tech companies' websites after national appearances, and to that I say that's a good problem, but you gotta fix that on the back end, right? I know we got some techies in here who are with me on that. But I am excited and humbled as you are to have this front row seat to be amidst some of the world's top minds and game changers. And if I can give a little shout out, we've got some very distinguished guests in the house, don't we? Sir Johnny Ive. Wow. Pat Gelsinger, where's he at? Mayor of Sanibel, Holly Smith, who was up here. Well, let's get ready to do this, because tonight we gather to celebrate innovation and to recognize the innovators behind the products and services and initiatives that are designed to genuinely improve the lives of people across the globe. And we've put a spotlight on the technology that's not just for tech's sake, we hear that often, but ones that are really making a difference and honoring the legacy of one of the greatest inventors and businessmen of our time, Thomas Edison. We put a spotlight on, just to name a few favorites, and if you hear your name, let me know where you're at. Innovations like the Wheelie X, access to cardio workouts just for wheelchair users. How about Aria, a non-invasive at-home breast cancer screening kit that evaluates your situation based on your tears. Someone's gonna perk up on this one. Excite OSA, a handheld gadget that can be used during the day to stop snoring at night. Someone's like, I gotta get that for my partner. Or last but certainly not least, one of my favorites from an honoree, 3M's sustainable alternative to plastic bubble wrap. I'm like, just don't tell my niece and nephew about this, because around Christmas time, I buy them all these expensive gadgets, and they're like, where's the bubble wrap? I want to play with the bubble wrap. But seriously, you're going to be seeing so many amazing gadgets and technologies tonight in our time together. And in between, if it's okay with you, I'll even be sharing some of my favorites that you will be seeing, a little bit of a tease, in some of my upcoming television segments. So we have over 115 innovators in the room today from over 23 countries represented. Pretty awesome. Buckle up, because you guys all have a front row to the future. And before we formally begin to announce our honorees and winners, on behalf of everyone working on this program, please allow me to take this opportunity to give a shout out to our sponsors, because we all would not be here tonight if it wasn't for them. Flora Power and Light, City of Fort Myers, Cargill, Black and Veatch, Babcock Ranch, Team Florida, Gulf Shore Business, Charlotte Community Foundation, Horizon Foundation, Fort Myers CRA, Lee Health, Blue Waters Development Group, Hertz, Enterprise Florida, US Sugar, and last but certainly not least, Sabic. Let's give them all a round of applause. Again, we know how integral their support is to making tonight's program possible. Well, these are the categories of our first section. Let's have a look at the winners. Where's my enthusiastic guy out there? He's like, yes, yes, I love it. We love the enthusiasm. find you after the show. Congratulations, of course, to our first group of winners. Let's give them one more round of applause. Before I introduce a very notable guest to stage, I'd like to preview the next round of winners focused in the category of human infrastructure and materials, and also a dynamic company that caught my eye. One of the places I have the pleasure of contributing to for the past 8 years is the Weather Channel, and their headquarters are in Atlanta, and I always get so excited to do my TV segments from the facility because the studios are equipped with some of the most high-tech augmented and mixed reality screens that you can imagine, and also incredible green screens wrap around the whole studio. And in many years of television, it's my favorite place to contribute to because the production and coverage of weather is just mind-blowing. Yet when on the road, my friends, the top weather correspondents, Stephanie Abrams and Jim Cantori, they're true weather icons, but they face their biggest and most unpredictable challenges constantly: Mother Nature. And their firsthand coverage of hurricanes, tornadoes, and wildfires and devastation, it's just completely gut-wrenching. And year over year, you can imagine seeing so much devastation and so much that people will lose. With that said, I was especially perked up when I learned about Vantum. Is the Vantum team in the house? Yeah. You know, we leave here tonight learning and thinking about ways that we can make the world around us better. And Vantum is a leader in panel technology for construction. And as I was doing my homework, I geek out and I get really into my research. I'm looking at these panels that can resist high winds, resist high temperatures to protect structures from fires, and even withstand 8.2 magnitude earthquakes. What if not only by engineering with unique panel structure, you could save our homes and heartache and also keep our amazing first responder heroes out of harm? Already delivering energy-efficient, cost-effective homes across the globe, they have installed over 3 million square feet of affordable, energy-efficient homes, luxury hotels, and also low-income homes, all while installing factories to provide jobs. So what I'm thinking to myself is maybe the next Weather Channel hit is going to be from a building that is still standing, thanks to innovation by Vantum, a company to keep your eye out on. And on that note, more amazing smart materials and infrastructure coming right up. But first, allow me to introduce somebody who is going to give us some context on this next group of winners that are advancing critical human infrastructure to new heights. Big, warm round of applause. Please welcome Director of State and Local Government Affairs for Black & Veatch, Clint Robinson.
See?
Good evening, friends. Clint. It's good to be back with you all. There we go. I'm Clint Robinson, Director of State and Local Government Affairs for Black & Veatch. Shout out to my peeps at 300 and 301. Thanks, Mom. We're proud sponsors of the Edison Awards, and I'm a member of the Edison Awards Steering Committee. Today, when I woke up, I turned on the light beside my bed and put on my glasses. I then went to the bathroom, turned on the water and shower to start my day. Once I completed the essential morning activities, I went to my phone to see my messages, emails, and social media. After a cup of coffee, microwave Danish, I unplugged my car and traveled here to be with all of you. If this is how your day started, then you're welcome. None of that would have been possible without critical human infrastructure, our next category. As a global engineering and construction company, Black & Veatch serves the critical human infrastructure of our clients to building a world of difference. If your power is on, your water is running, your toilets are flushing, your phone has 5 bars, and you charged your EV that got you here today, then I'm here to tell you that we probably had something to do with that. You take all of these services for granted, and I sleep better at night because you do. But you all are here tonight to see the companies that are making critical human infrastructure even better. These companies will grow and advance through partnerships with us and others here tonight. So let's not waste any time. Let's turn the screen to this year's winners.
Congratulations to all the winners. Are we having a good time or what? Yeah. Now a little bit of a tease as we soon take on the next category that includes transportation. And I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I think it's such an exciting time for the roads and the skies. And I can tell you as a tech journalist, come CES or auto show time, you are bound to get the same question 100 times over. Everybody's like, yeah, all that technology is great. Where's the flying car? Where's the flying car? We're gonna do one better than that here at the Edison Awards. We've got flying cars and then some. I want to give you a little sneak peek at 3 of my top favorites in the auto and aero category. Starting off with number 3, get ready for the X-Turismo. I was excited to see this come out of the Detroit Auto Show. It is a hovercraft, very Tron style, speeds of up to 60 miles per hour, 40 minutes of flight time, and it's like something out of science fiction without the fiction as an honoree here at the Edison Awards. Number 2, I like this one because who says you can't teach an old material new tricks? Kevlar is kind of that oldie but goodie because it keeps reinventing itself. High-strength material that's been around, of course, since the 70s, been worked into everything from spacesuits to race tires, and it just keeps leveling up. And here's where it gets really interesting. Now available ultra-light Kevlar, enabling 20 to 30% lighter weight core panels to reduce CO2 emissions during flight. Cool stuff. And last but certainly not least, this is number 1. This one blew my mind. This is the Vision Jet. Have you ever seen something like this? A first of its kind, whole airframe parachute system and safe return auto land designed to save lives. The onboard system can transform the aircraft into an autonomous vehicle to safely land the aircraft in the event of an emergency. Pretty awesome. All those and more coming up right after this, but first we put our attention to Lewis Latimer and the Latimer Foundation. And on that note, please welcome the founder of Future Logic Advanced Concepts and co-founder of the Latimer Foundation, my friend, Jonathan Cropper.
Wow, greetings, beautiful people. Greetings. So nice to see you. This is my, I believe, 13th year coming to this event. As a member of this steering committee and co-founder of the Lewis Latimer Fellowship Program, I thank you all for your enthusiasm and your energy and your support. This story begins on August 28th, 2020. And that was the day that Chadwick Boseman passed away. He was the actor who played the Black Panther. And that was an incredibly important piece of pop culture, celebrating advanced technology and innovation through the lens of an African diaspora. And when he passed away from cancer, this was in the middle of COVID. This was in the middle of George Floyd. This was in the middle of Donald Trump. This was in the middle of a lot of really painful, challenging energy. And I called Frank Bonafilia, my friend of over 20 years, and said, we at the Edison have to do something to inject optimistic energy into the culture. And we have to do something that injects optimistic energy into the culture through the power of diversity and multiculturalism. So, well, echoing Pat's comments earlier today, the critical importance of diversity. So, well, there's this guy we discovered called Lewis Latimer. I wasn't familiar with him myself. Come to find out, Thomas Edison had his right-hand man, a black man who helped him refine the light bulb. He worked also with Alexander Graham Bell and helped him invent the telephone. He was a painter, a sculptor, a musician, an incredible Renaissance man. He invented the water closet on trains. He was like, well, maybe we should create a new program modeled after the MacArthur Genius Award that celebrates superheroes in our culture who are innovating, black superheroes that are doing remarkable innovations here. And that's how it started. That's how it started. Ironically, around that same time, the steering committee was exploring who would be the honorees for that year, last year. Remarkable twist of fate, we found Carmichael Roberts. Actually, he found us. And the rest is sort of Edison history. So we launched this program last year. We had about 100 or so applicants that we recruited for our 6 slots. And over the past year, we've introduced these Latimer Fellows to all sorts of remarkable people. We took them on field trips to Silicon Valley, hung out at Google X and all kinds of other interesting environments. And now here we are this year. We have a new class that we introduced today. And if our Latimer Fellows in the room would please stand, we salute you. It's just a mind-bending collection of brilliant minds who are also deeply human, compassionate. We talk about empathy. And so there's a deep sense of pride. We thank you all for being so supportive. A special note of thanks to Breakthrough Energy and Carmichael, to our dear friend Bracken Darrell, and to our dear friends at Black & Veatch, who all have stood with us as we look to build this futuristic project together. Experience together. And now I'd like to introduce you to Lewis Latimer himself, and I look forward to continuing the years and years of idea exchange. And again, thank you very much for your enthusiasm, your support, your commitment to Edison and Latimer, and most importantly, your passion and desire to innovate as we all work together to make this world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you to John. I know there's a lot of exciting things coming up for that group. And now as we keep the program moving, it is my pleasure to introduce that next group that I briefly teased, the winners of the Smart Transportation and Aerospace categories. Have a look. Congratulations again to all you winners. I gotta check in with you. Are we doing good, everyone? All right. How awesome is it to be in Florida? Beautiful Fort Myers, Florida. I love Florida. Well, now it's my time, a very important time to just thank the amazing people behind the scenes that make this event a reality. This program wouldn't be possible without the tireless efforts of the Edison Awards staff. And I'm gonna embarrass them, especially because I'd like each of them to individually stand up. Jean Bradley, where are you at? Where's she at? Lindsay Birch. Rob Maines. And the executive director and co-founder of the Latimer Fellowship, who decided to give me a microphone on stage, Frank Bonafilia. There he is. Also at this time, we'd also like to thank our partners, expert reviewers, and steering committee members for their unwavering commitment to the rigorous process of weighing these entrants' contributions. Please stand up at this time and be recognized. Thank you all. All right. Now it's time to present the very first of 2 recipients of our most prestigious honor, the Edison Achievement Award. Now, every year, the Edison Awards honors individuals who, through their careers, their leadership, and their achievements, have distinguished themselves by making a significant and lasting contribution to the world of innovation. And our first honoree, Pat Gelsinger, is no exception. Here to introduce Pat himself, please welcome to the stage, Andrea Goldsmith.
Thanks so much. It's a deep honor to be here today to introduce this year's Edison Achievement Award recipient, Pat Gelsinger. This award, bravo. This award is given to individuals who, through their careers, their leadership, and their achievements, have distinguished themselves by making a significant and lasting contribution to the world of innovation. As an Intel board member and someone who has closely followed and been in awe of Pat's career, leadership, and technical contributions, I cannot imagine anyone more deserving of this award. When Pat asked me to introduce him tonight, I was speechless, which is rare for me, as those who know me can attest. Of all of Pat's friends and fans and colleagues throughout the world that have observed his incredible professional journey and its impact, I was deeply touched that Pat would ask me to articulate why he is so deserving of an award on innovation. The request was also daunting. How could I possibly articulate in this short introduction all that Pat has done for innovation that has touched all of our lives? I know I can't do justice to Pat's contributions, but I will do my best. So in my first board meeting at Intel about a year and a half ago, shortly after Pat had returned as CEO, we presented Pat with a portrait of him returning to Intel as a superhero, heeding the call of the Gelsinger single at a time of distress for the company. Like Batman, heeding the call to save Gotham. Indeed, Intel was in dire need of Pat's superhero powers, of deep technical knowledge and insight, strategic vision, and sage leadership to lift the company into the stratosphere of technology, innovation, and success. When the company and the high-tech industry and the country and the world needed Pat to establish leadership in semiconductors and all the technologies built on top of them, Pat heeded that call. And when the next book about Intel is written, documenting its remarkable turnaround and success, I believe that Pat will be viewed as one of the greatest technologists and leaders and innovators of all time. Pat's story is an inspiration for me and for so many technologists. He left high school and his home in rural Pennsylvania at the age of 16 to earn an associate degree at Lincoln Technical Institute in New Jersey. He then joined Intel in 1979 at the age of 18 as a quality control technician. Not many public company CEOs start their college education at a trade school that nobody has ever heard of, or enter the workforce as a technician. But that is just one of so many examples where Pat defies expectations and follows a different path than anyone else. Pat's exceptional talents and his ability to do more things simultaneously than most human beings were apparent early on in his Intel tenure. He rose rapidly through the company while simultaneously earning his bachelor's and his master's degree along the way. Another example of Pat doing more things simultaneously than most normal human beings. Throughout this period, Pat was instrumental in Intel achieving its greatest heights of technical and commercial success. He led the development of Intel's most successful products, including not only its Core and Xeon processors, but also many other successful chip designs, Wi-Fi technology, and USB development. The innovation needed to have the world's best product in any one of these domains is significant. That Pat could innovate sufficiently to lead in all these domains is truly remarkable. And we've all benefited from Pat's innovations. If you've used a PC connected to Wi-Fi or plugged in a USB drive, that is thanks in part to Pat Gelsinger. Now, in addition to his technology leadership and innovation, Pat was also recognized early on at Intel as a transformative leader, inspiring and motivating everyone around him while also successfully executing very challenging technology roadmaps. This leadership is reflected in Pat becoming Intel's youngest vice president when he was barely in his 30s, and his rapid rise to even higher, ever higher leadership roles thereafter, culminating in Andy Grove naming Pat Intel's first CTO in 2001. This meteoric rise is most fitting of someone who doesn't follow a normal trajectory in anything, particularly leadership, but rather charts their own path. The importance of Pat to Intel is best appreciated by the decade without him, roughly 2010 to 2020, when Intel lost its way, technically and culturally. It became complacent with the status quo, with missed executions, and with a lack of excellence in technology leadership. That complacency is the perfect recipe to lose in a fast-paced, high-tech industry. Pat's return to Intel in 2021 has been exhilarating for everyone in the company, on the board, as well as our customers, and even our competitors, since they know a strong Intel will make them better and grow opportunities for the tech industry overall. Indeed, one of the most inspiring aspects of Pat's leadership is his unwavering commitment to advancing the industry as a whole. We all know that Pat will be the inspiration and innovation behind Intel's technology leadership and success, as well as that of the entire industry for decades to come. For that reason, Pat is a national treasure. Now, when I was first approached about joining the Intel board by the board chair then, Omar Ishrak, I said, I can't do it. It was a few months after Pat had returned as CEO. Wasn't that I didn't want to work with Pat, but I just couldn't carve out the time as a new engineering dean and other things going on in my spare time. So Omar suggested that I talk with Pat before making a final decision. On that call, I learned about one of Pat's other superpowers, which is his power of persuasion. He told me about the long arc of his professional journey at Intel and how he would make it a technical and commercial success going forward. He articulated to me why Intel's success was so important to the high-tech industry and the country and the world. And he told me why he wanted me on the board to join the other 3 women. By the way, he's a huge promoter of diversity on his board and in his technical leadership. So he wanted me to ask the tough technical and strategic questions that my background and experience could uniquely shape. After I finished that call, my first thought was, boy, that Pat Gelsinger is intense. But my admiration for Pat also skyrocketed. I was privy to a vision and passion and depth of knowledge that one rarely experiences across any sector of industry, academia, or government. I had just met a superhero. And I knew I had to join the board because it would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to contribute to the success of a company so important to my industry and my country, and to work with Pat as a uniquely passionate, visionary, and innovative leader. I've learned a lot on the Intel board by watching Pat in action, leading the company at a challenging time, yet never wavering from his laser focus on what is required for Intel's long-term success. Great leaders are tested in difficult times. Observing Pat navigate the extreme challenges Intel faces, many that were unprecedented and unexpected, and to make the tough but necessary decisions required to achieve his long-term vision has enhanced my respect and admiration for Pat's leadership. He is committed to long-term success rather than short-term outcomes, which is very difficult for the CEO of a public company reporting to Wall Street. But Pat isn't strayed by short-term thinking, which is why his tenure at Intel will be defined by the long-term success and technical leadership he will bring. Now, in closing, I want to say that as much as I admire Pat's technical and leadership prowess, I admire his personal traits even more. He's an extraordinary human being with exceptional warmth, integrity, and commitment to his faith. He cares deeply about his family, the people around him, and to making the world a better place. People with these attributes are in short supply, especially in the tech industry, and especially for people as successful as Pat in this industry. I'm honored to know Pat, not just as a technologist and a leader and an innovator, but also as a person and a friend. So we honor Pat Gelsinger with the Edison Achievement Award tonight. We recognize not only his leadership in the semiconductor industry, but also his exceptional humanity and dedication to making the world a better place. Please join me in congratulating Pat on this well-deserved honor, and please welcome him to the stage.
That's embarrassing. Who would have imagined that a farm kid from Pennsylvania would be standing in the wake of Edison? And while I didn't know Thomas Alva Edison personally, I did know Gordon Moore, Andy Grove, and Bob Noyce, those that I consider the trinity of Silicon Valley, the leaders that put silicon into Silicon Valley. And one of the reasons I came back to lead Intel was to honor their legacy. And I started at Intel at 18, so young. I went through puberty at Intel. And I learned at the feet of Grove, Moore, and Noyce, the people that established this incredible industry. And with Gordon Moore's passing just a couple of weeks ago, it ended the trinity. And now I have the honor of carrying that baton forward into the industry in honor of this great company. And in their history, it was always technology that could improve the lives of every single person on the planet. And having worked on 14 generations of microprocessors, USB and Wi-Fi, we've now touched about 60% of humanity, just 40% more to go, truly changing their lives. And now, as we're rebuilding technology and manufacturing on American soil, is to rebuild economy, rebuild manufacturing, be the technology underpinning, right, and assure our national security. I stand on the shoulders of 120,000 people at Intel today, and I have the pleasure of representing their decades of accomplishment. And Moore's Law, the seminal description of the technology industry, many have declared its death. And I say, rumors of our death are severely exaggerated, because we are going to continue that innovative spirit, and until the periodic table is exhausted, Moore's Law is alive and well. Thomas Edison electrified humanity. Intel and my role is to digitize humanity, and it truly is an honor to be here with you tonight. Thank you so much.
It's very humbling to follow Pat not only is somebody I admired for many, many years in the tech industry, but somebody that truly is really living it faith forward. One more round of applause for Pat. Up next, we have some more innovators to celebrate. Have a look. So much excitement. Congratulations to all those winners. And next on deck is the winners of the category of my favorite category, consumer technologies. And the reason for that is this is my specialty in the world of TV, and I'm extra excited for this video package. But I thought in advance, I have to tell you, I've already pooled one of these gadgets for a national TV segment coming up. Maybe an overshare, but as a big step in adulting in my life, I am a new homeowner, and I'm trying to take an historic Boston home and make it very Jetsons-esque. It's been a very fun money pit challenge. Y'all know about that. One area that was a non-negotiable for me was after reading our water quality intake was getting a water purification for my shower head. You'd think this would be a simple consumer tech thing to find, right? It was actually very difficult. So I found this innovation called Water N, thanks to you guys. Yes, let's go there. Water N is a smart, sustainable shower filter that measures water quality and removes dangerous metals, chemicals, and impurities. No electricity required to use it as it's powered by running water. Users can check the water quality, temperature, usage history, and more, all by way of a connected app. Pretty cool stuff. Where's the Water N team? I met Anthony earlier. Good stuff. More home gadgets coming right up, but next I want to segue to a very special group to recognize tonight, the Innovative Agency of the Year. I think we all know firsthand how critical it is to have very strong PR. And a great publicity team can get unknown product in the doors of some of the media outlets in front of millions of audiences. They have to have thick skin, they have to take a lot of no's, and they have to have a lot of creativity and persistence. The next group deserves an extra beverage this evening, perhaps a vineyard. The winner of the Innovative Agency of the Year award goes to Antenna Group. Congratulations, we have a few members from Antenna here in the audience, Krista, Keith, and Jake. Come on, stand up. Don't be shy. What's that little dance? I like that. I'll bring you on this stage. Keep it going. Congratulations, Antenna Group. Now for our next group, we would like to announce the winners in these categories. Let's see who they are. Isn't it incredible to see all this exciting innovation all in one place, right? Round of applause for yourselves. This is awesome. I gotta tell you, no shame in this game. I'm getting a little hot. We got some big stars behind the scenes. Taking some photos shamelessly behind the scenes. Very exciting stuff. And on that note, here to introduce our next Achievement Award honoree, please welcome to the stage CEO of Corning, Wendell Weeks.
Thank you. Almost 20 years ago, I was visiting Steve Jobs at One Infinite Loop to help on the first iPhone. I went up to his conference room, and there was this big, quiet, muscly guy with a shaved head, just sort of standing there. Quite honestly, I thought he was Steve's security guy. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Turns out, he wasn't the security guy. Turns out, Steve was introducing me to a man who would change the trajectory of my life, both professionally and personally. Turns out, that man was Johnny Ive. And it also turns out that in his own way, he's helped change the trajectory of all of our lives. And that is what we're here to celebrate tonight with his receiving the Edison Achievement Award. On another sort of strange note of the synchronicity of the universe, I actually keep 2 framed historical documents in my office for inspiration. One is actually signed by Thomas Edison. It's our original invoice for just 200 glass envelopes, which he used to develop the incandescent bulb. Now, I keep it to remind me that big things usually start small. Those 200 bulbs went on to inform future products that helped Edison put electric light in every home. The second document I keep in my office is a printed email. It was sent to me from Steve Jobs and Johnny after the successful launch of the iPhone. And it just says simply, we would not be where we are today without you and your team's amazing help. Now, I keep this memento to remind me that when someone with vision approaches you and he's asking for your help, just say yes. The view is almost always worth the climb. And I've been saying yes to Johnny's ideas for almost 20 years. Now, we've had many successes. We've had not a few failures. And there's even things I'm still working on a decade after he proposed the ideas. I'm just so captured by some of his concepts, I cannot let them go. Based on all those successes, some failures, and yet to be determined outcomes, I want to offer my opinion on what makes Johnny such a prolific innovator. Well, how prolific? Let's put it into perspective. Thomas Edison, a man whose name is synonymous with invention, as this award suggests, he had about 2,300 patents. Johnny has more. Johnny actually has a lot more. So what's his secret? Of course, he's talented, but nothing is more common than unsuccessful people with talent. And yeah, he's smart. I mean, in some ways, I actually think he is a true genius. But unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. He's determined, persistent, but even that is relatively common amongst moderately successful people. To me, what it's really about is how he focuses all that talent, intelligence, determination. His secret is he is focused on you, on us. He's trying to make our lives just a little bit better. And it turns out that when your focus is not on yourself, but on how you can improve someone else's experience in this world, there is an almost unlimited amount of work to do. The good news is, he is far from finished. You should see what he's got on the drawing board. Some of the best stuff yet. But he's also got another secret, And now this is incredibly non-obvious from this fundamentally quiet and shy man. And that is his ability to inspire others to succeed. He extends this invitation to you in his quiet way. If you could do this, then I could do that, and together we could bring just a little more magic into this world. He catches you up in the vision and allows you to be more than you were, to do more than you thought you could, and to somehow share just a little bit of the bright light that is Johnny Ive. And that's why, if I could leave you all with just one bit of advice tonight, it would be this. If you're ever lucky enough to have Johnny Ive ask you for help, say yes. I absolutely promise you, the view will be worth the climb. Now, let's look at some examples of what happens when folks say yes to Johnny.
The design master behind many of Apple's greatest innovations, Johnny Ive once stayed at a Chinese factory for 40 days to make sure the products met his exacting standards. His grandfather was an engineer, and his father taught design and encouraged young Johnny to take alarm clocks apart to see how they worked. One of his Christmas presents was the chance to build anything he wanted in his dad's workshop, as long as he drew it first. Johnny's drawing skills were so precise, he fooled the Royal Mail with a stamp he drew by hand. He joined Apple in 1992, but at times struggled to get his design vision fully realized, until Steve Jobs returned to the company in 1997 and championed Ive's approach at all stages of production. Ive had been prepared to resign, but he and Jobs just clicked. The result was the iMac, iPod, iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, AirPods, and much more. Ive ultimately oversaw all Apple hardware, interface, and packaging design, and even architectural projects before leaving in 2019. He now holds over 14,000 patents worldwide, and in 2012 he was knighted for services to design and enterprise. In 2019, Johnny and longtime collaborator Mark Newson established Love From, a collective of creative visionaries applying his principles into the future.
And now, Sir Jonathan Ive.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so very much, Wendell, for your really absurdly generous and kind words. Your words and this award means so very much to me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Wendell was right about something and he was wrong about something. He was right about that email. We really could not have made the iPhone without him and without his team. He was clearly wrong about the muscles. You know, over the last 20 years, His friendship and his support has extended way beyond the impossible problems he and his team solve. And as one of the most creative people I know, Wendell truly understands the creative process. In the middle of a process that is always unpredictable, often messy, often painful, he frequently has to remind me why we do this. Not how, but why. And I think our motivation speaks to our values. It describes who we are, but it also, I think, fuels our determination, our resolve, our focus. And I can think, actually, as Wendell was saying, I can think of no motivation more powerful than wanting to serve and support humanity. You know, the truth is, if I was doing this just for myself, I would be doing it very badly, if at all. Because I truly believe, as Steve Jobs did, that when we make something with love and with care, we express our appreciation of humanity. If I may, I would really like to read an email that Steve wrote to himself one Thursday night, 13 years ago. To Steve Jobs, from Steve Jobs. I grow little of the food I eat, and of the little I do grow, I did not breed or perfect the seeds. I do not make any of my own clothing. I speak a language I did not invent or refine. I did not discover the mathematics I use. I am protected by freedoms and laws I did not conceive of, legislate, nor do I enforce or adjudicate. I am moved by music I did not create myself. When I needed medical attention, I was helpless to help myself survive. I did not invent the transistor, the microprocessor, object-oriented programming, or actually most of the technology I work with. I love and admire my species, living and dead, and I am totally dependent upon them for my life and well-being. Now, every time I read that email, and honestly, I read it a lot, its truth, its humility slows time. And it quietens some of the noise, and it puts my trivial preoccupations in their place. And I find myself, instead of staring at my feet, it helps me raise my head with a renewed resolve as I'm reminded of my true motivation. That email leaves me feeling only grateful. And I would really like to thank the Edison Awards Steering Committee for this very special, this wonderful honor, and also for a really lovely evening. Thank you ever so much.
Pretty amazing, right? One more round of applause for Johnny. Well, it's only apropos that we dive into our final category, the biotech category, by starting with an invention that wouldn't have been possible without the iPhone. The iPhone, of course, has been a catalyst to so many innovations in so many categories. And 16 years later, it's still exciting what apps we're still using and discovering that really just blow our minds. Now, I started the program, and we're going to come full circle, telling you about a gadget that can actually help you stop snoring. This is so interesting because it's called Excite OSA, and it is a simple 20-minute-a-day therapy that you can do while awake for those suffering with sleep apnea or snoring. If you have a husband or a wife that snores, everybody's like, what is it? Tell me more. It's the world's first therapy device to actually get to the root of the problem, and it does all the tracking for your progress with an intuitive app. Fascinating stuff, some tech for good. On that note, last but certainly not least, let's present the final group of winners. Did we have an amazing night or what? Thank you for being such an amazing audience. Just stay with me a few moments as I wrap you up and tell you what the game plan is. Here's the deal. All finalists are asked to find their colleagues and make their way to the trophy table located in the foyer. After you pick up your trophy, head over to the Step and Repeat. Make sure you get a photo. You want to memorialize your 2023 Edison Award win. Any sponsors, speakers, or steering committee members that haven't already done so, you guys can head to the front of the Step and Repeat line for photography right now. The Edison Awards wants to capture the moment and make that all possible. And don't be shy, I'm giving you the front of the line pass, so take advantage of it. After your photos, remember, VIP after party, open to all attendees, and that starts right now. Headed across the street to the Oxbow. It's on the second floor, the waterfront terrace. It's gonna be an epic celebration. And again, just thank you for being an amazing audience. And with that, we say, stay tuned, keep innovating, stay curious, and stay amazing. Thank you all so much. It's been amazing.
This concludes the 2023 Edison Awards Gala. Congratulations to all of tonight's innovators.